Welcome one, welcome all to another edition of Talk Illini, brought to you by Orange and Blue News and the On3 Network. My name is Sonny Verma. Today, we discuss a game where Illinois walks into a neutral site matchup with number 13, Tennessee, off that very frustrating UConn loss, where Brad Underwood basically said that, hey, we aren't tough enough, period. And what do? They punch back, not with pretty basketball, not with a clean box score, but with guts, with discipline, and some serious second half execution to get you to the point where you can't help but wonder to yourself, okay, this team, when they lock in, maybe they can beat anybody in the country. The final score tonight was Illinois 75, Tennessee 62, and I'm telling you, this is the kind of win that could become a turning point later on in the season. So let's break it down for you guys. All week long, Brad Underwood pushed one message: show me who we are. He wanted toughness. He wanted rebounding effort, defensive connectivity. He wanted to erase the taste of that UConn game. And ironically, Illinois got out-rebounded. 46-31, in fact. Absolutely smashed on the offensive glass. 23 Tennessee offensive rebounds. On paper, that should spell a loss. Every coach in America will tell you, you give up 23 offensive rebounds, you're going to go home unhappy. But here's the thing. Toughness isn't just rebounding. Toughness is what you do after the mistakes. It's how you respond when a team comes at you with wave after wave of second chance opportunities. Illinois, tonight, did not flinch. They defended. They stayed disciplined. They didn't panic offensively. They didn't get sped up. And when Tennessee tried to launch a run, Illinois came right back with big-time answers. No, this wasn't a pretty performance. This was a mature one. We're learning how to win high-level games kind of night. Tennessee's whole identity, at least under Rick Barnes, is built around their physicality, especially inside. And it showed early. Tennessee controlled the glass. Illinois was limited to just one shot on most possessions. Jacoby Gillespie, Nate Ament, they tried to play downhill essentially all night. But Illinois stayed in front. They forced tough jumpers, and they kept the game exactly where they needed to keep that game in order to win. And then came Tomislav Ivisic, who, this kid absolutely carried the Illini offensively in that first half. This was the best he's looked in an Illini uniform so far this year. He was scoring on the block. He was facing up, hitting two big threes. He forced Tennessee to guard people 25 feet away from the basket. By doing that, he created space for the guards to do their thing and operate. Illinois trailed at the half, but the key thing was Tennessee's two stars were combined to shoot 4 of 18 in that half. I don't think that was luck. I think that was scouting. I think that was connected defense. I think that was maturity. And that set the stage for what came next. See, there's one thing about this team. They don't stay quiet for 40 minutes. And the moment the second half started, you saw the energy shift right out of the locker room. Ivisic finishes around strong at the rim. Wagler buries the 3. Illinois retook the lead. Now, neither team could pull away for a while. For almost 30 minutes, this game was a tug of war. Tennessee would get a bucket. Then Illinois would respond. Then Tennessee would counter. Illinois would hit a shot. Tennessee would clean up a miss and get 2 or 3 chances. But the turning point, the run that defined the night, came in the middle of that second half. Illinois unleashed a 10-2 run built almost entirely off of defensive pressure and timely shot making. Stojakovic got downhill for a crafty finish. Boswell orchestrated with pace. Wagler just hitting momentum 3 after momentum 3. And all of a sudden, the confidence returns. Suddenly, it's 63-52 Illinois. Tennessee answers with back-to-back threes, exactly the kind of moment where a younger team might tighten up. Illinois didn't blink. Why? Let's give it up to Big Z, Zvonimir Ivisic. 2 possessions in a row, he steps in with threes with absolute zero hesitation. Talk about confidence. Pure confidence. That's the Underwood green light. That's 7 feet of swagger. Then, with the game still hanging in the balance, it was David Mirkovic, who had been relatively quiet offensively, who nails a corner 3 with 2:24 left. That shot essentially ended the night. Illinois outscored Tennessee 44-28 after halftime. That's a completely different level. When you talk about different performances, you can talk about Keaton Wagler, poised, physical, smart, and aggressive exactly at the right moments. He finished with 16 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 0 turnovers in 34 minutes. He hit 4 3-pointers, and he handled Tennessee's physicality like a grown man. When Illinois needed steadiness, he was the adult in the room. Wagler continues to play like a future all Big Ten star. And honestly, he looks like he's already ahead of schedule. Then welcome back Tomislav Ivisic. 16 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. But more importantly, he set the tone. Against UConn, he was still shaking off the rust. Against Tennessee, he looked confident. He looked assertive. And he was totally in rhythm. His ability to stretch the floor changes everything for this Illini offense. We also have to mention Kylan Boswell, who had a very workmanlike, efficient, clutch game himself. Boswell's stat line doesn't shock anybody. He had, 15 points? But it's how he did it. Big shots during scoring droughts. He had strong drives late in the game, smart decision-making, and he ran the offense beautifully. He's settling into a rhythm that Illinois exactly needs at the point position. Then, of course, I need to mention David Mirkovic, the dagger and dirty work. Even on a quieter scoring night, he delivered 10 points. In my opinion, the biggest 3 of the night, or at least the ender. And he had very strong rebounding in traffic. He played with a composure of a guy who knows he's going to be a star at some point in his career. And I think that point is coming sooner rather than later. But arguably, the MVP of tonight's game was Ben Hummerkaus. And you know who agrees with me? Brad Underwood, the head coach of the Illini, agrees that he might be the MVP of the game. Every team needs a glue guy, someone who fills the gaps, does the tough stuff, and sacrifices stats for wins. Today, that was Ben Hummerkaus. 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals. He took charges. He disrupted kickouts. He battled bigger bodies all night long. He was massive when it comes to stabilizing Illinois in those key moments. Some may see that he didn't take a single shot from the field. You're right. But again, he was also arguably the most important player on the court today. But let's not overall bury the lead. It was Illinois holding Tennessee to their 2 best players to a combined 10 for 34 shooting. Elite preparation by the coaching staff. A coaching staff who, let's be honest, has gotten a lot of deserved flack over their performance last week against UConn. But tonight, it was elite attention to detail. Really, really good communication between the coaching staff and what needed to be done to the players. Illinois blocked 7 shots. They forced 13 turnovers. They dictated terms of engagement, even while losing the rebounding battle as bad as they did. This is what you kind of got a glimpse of what Brad Underwood wants this team to become. A group with length, IQ, and pride. A group that takes defense personally. We saw that version of Illinois basketball tonight in Nashville. Some big picture takeaways. Again, I think Illinois is showing its ceiling, and that ceiling is high. You beat Texas Tech. You beat Tennessee. You competed with Alabama. And quite honestly, for stretches, you competed with UConn. When Illinois shows up with toughness and discipline, they can play with anybody. And just remember, we have not seen this team in its final form yet. Stojakovic was banged up against UConn. Zvonimir Ivisic is just kind of now getting his legs back. Petrovic, I'm not sure about Petrovic's future, but you can tell he's still integrating himself to this offense. But the key is Tommy. Tommy looks like he's finding his rhythm again. The freshmen, for the most part, are still learning how physical these games can be, but you can see the improvement day by day. By January, this could be one of the deepest teams in the Big Ten Conference. And can we all just take a big sigh of relief? Finally, the neutral site monkey is off their back. Before this, Illinois had lost 5 straight ranked neutral site games. That storyline, crumple it up and throw it in the trash. This team that you saw today is the version of the team that could win in March. It's not the pretty one. This wasn't the 95-point explosion that we've seen earlier in the year. This was more gritty. This was connected. This was a chaos does not bother us version. And I think that is the type of version that wins tournament games. And now we have Big Ten season right around the corner. And maybe this is the perfect time to get rolling. Now that Tommy's healthy, I think this team is healthy. And we can see what this team is capable of. We have on Tuesday, we have Ohio State on the road. And that's not going to be an easy game. There's no such thing as easy games in the Big Ten Conference. It's another hostile arena, another physical defense. And it's going to be another test of the maturity of this basketball team. How does David Mirkovic and Keaton Wagler handle Big Ten physicality? We're going to find out sooner than later. And I will say, if this version tonight of Illinois shows up, I think Illinois can beat anyone, anywhere. So overall, the storyline is Illinois answered the toughness question. They responded to a low moment, and they walked out of Nashville with a resume win that's going to matter in March. They got their first Q1 win of the season on Saturday. The team isn't perfect, don't get me wrong, but they're growing. They're learning, and they're starting to show flashes of exactly what their ceiling looks like. And quite honestly, it's pretty damn exciting. Let me know your guys' thoughts. T. Everett says, let's go. Jason, good buddy of the show, says Brad had this team ready and played a great second half. 100%. I appreciate all of you guys joining me. Again, brand new channel. Hit the like button if you're watching this. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're going to have so much more content for you. Illinois, the football team's about to announce their bowl game. And there could be a return trip to Nashville on the horizon. We're going to talk about that much more and much more on this show. Until next time, ILL.